We are going to start with daily sketch number 4. Make sure you label this. This is for art 2. We have a photograph of a lily. And I'm going to try and stay on the screen. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. Then you've got the stems coming out the middle. And so this is an organic shape. So sometimes these can be a little bit harder than something that's geometrical. I like to look at this like an oval shape. So I've got about a third of the way here, we've got these coming out. I've got this nice big petal, this shape, and I'm just going to kind of organic shape-wise like sketch out what petals are the biggest, and I'm really paying attention to their angles and the top curve versus the bottom is a little bit flatter, and I've got this one petal that comes behind, and I really want to pay attention to the negative space in between right here. So I'm going to make sure get this curve just right, but also how does the negative space look here compared to from my photograph? And it does seem like I started drawing that a little too high up, and I really pay attention like on this big petal, where does this second one start from? Okay, so it has this slight curve and it gets thinner and shallows out here. It ends about halfway, or about more than halfway. And this shape, when I'm looking at this shape of the petal to the picture, this doesn't look right. So I'm gonna kind of fix that right now, because that looks a little wonky. And I like to erase my lines as I go, just so I can really look at the shape. I'm not in your picture anymore. Okay, so I've got these 3. They look pretty good. How does my negative space look here? Probably adjust it just a little. Doesn't need to be perfect. No, as long as it's generally close, I'm happy. I'm going to skip this petal that's in between and go to this other bigger one. And it starts down here. Really pay attention to the angle that's coming up. And it really comes far up and curves here. Kind of points and then curve down. And it comes fairly close. Now this shape, to me it's not like a desirable shape. It's a little bit boring compared to the other petals, but that's what makes the other petals seem kind of interesting. Okay, then quite a bit on the way up past the halfway point, I've got this other petal that starts. This petal might be more of a complicated petal to draw. So I'm going to start here. I'm really going to pay attention to this negative space here and here. Okay, so the top of it, I'm fairly comfortable with. And then I'm going to look at how this, you can see the back side, and see how I only did it to a point, and then I just did this little curve here. Okay, and then this last petal, let me make sure I have them all. My last petal really folds down quite a bit, so it almost has, it's like a line that happens right here. It's even more curved, and it kind of curves here, and then this just drops way down, but this levels off, so I think this needs to come down a little bit more, and then like that. I'm going to erase this line because you really don't see it. Just know what's happening. Okay, again, I'm going to check my negative space here, 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 here. I am really happy with this shape. Is it perfect to the photograph? No. Do I care? No. As long as it reads as this nice, awesome lily, I'm okay. So I'm going to start, and I don't really care if I'm 100% accurate. Some of them are behind. I've got the tops, and again, I don't care if this is perfect. This is just a sketch, and I just want it to read as such. Now I like to go in and kind of add a little bit of the detail. So this curves really nice. There's, on flowers, you just have these nice, organic, very flowy lines. So I really want to create, I have some really wispy, sketchy lines, so now I want to go in and strengthen up these flowing, clean lines here. And I'm really looking at my photograph a lot as I'm doing this. This one comes over top. I didn't have that before. So this is a little bit in shadow. This comes to a little bit more of a point than I have, so I'm going to fix that a little bit. And just that. This is shadowed back a bit too, because it comes underneath. And I know on sketches I say you don't have to shadow, so if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm going to come in here and strengthen up these stems. This has a little bit of a shadows, a little bit right here, and here, the middle. Okay, and am I missing anywhere else? Okay, and there is your lily. I would say take about 5, 6, 7 minutes to do this daily sketch number 4. Good luck.